My name is J. William Harbour, and I'm an ocular oncologist, and I'm currently at UT Southwestern Medical Center in Dallas. I got into this field 25 plus years ago. We really didn't know much at all about the genetics of UV melanoma or why some UV melanomas spread and others don't spread. The prevailing thought was that it was something anatomic, that maybe when we did surgery we didn't get it all out and we left some behind. But that became more clear that that's not really the case. There must be something more to it. There must be something about the cancer cells themselves, that some of them have more of an ability to spread than others. And so over time, as the instruments of science have gotten better, the technology's gotten better, we've been able to study the cancer cells and the immune microenvironment in the tumor to be able to understand that it actually is the tumor cells, the characteristics of the tumor cells themselves, that allow some to metastasize more than others, based on their genetics and based on what they do to the immune system. So understanding this, now we can really target specifically what UV melanoma cells are doing within the patient to develop more effective therapies. What brings me hope, really several things. Number one, that there are organizations like CureOM that are getting patients involved. That's the other thing. When I first started in this field, there were no patient organizations. Patients didn't know where to turn for information. They were lucky if they found a doctor who knew anything about ocular melanoma. And so organizations like this have really created an opportunity for patients to get the information they need. And a lot of it is getting the right information so that the patient can get the best available treatment. So that's really super important. The other thing that's really exciting and gives me hope is the acceleration of technology, so that we're really understanding more and more why UV melanomas develop, why they metastasize, and how to treat them. And then as a corollary to that, pharmaceutical companies have now gotten interested in ocular melanoma. We can't really treat this without their input. They're the ones with the money and the drugs that could potentially treat or cure ocular melanoma. So when I first got in the field, there was zero interest from industry in ocular melanoma. Now there's lots of interest from industry in ocular melanoma, and I think that's going to be very important in accelerating progress. What motivates me is, number one, to help patients, because patients come, they've never heard of this disease usually when they come in, and a huge part of my job is not only to diagnose their condition and to prescribe and carry out the best treatment, but to provide them with information. And that's a huge part of this. Patients come, they're confused, they don't know what to think, and there's a lot of misinformation out there. Online, there's a lot of misinformation that is my job to help clear that up for that patient. So I feel like that's a very, very important part of my job, is and just to help that patient cope with the situation, help them get to the help that they need in organizations like CureOM to help them not only cope with the disease, but cope emotionally and psychologically with what's going on. And then on the research side, to be a part of advancing the field. And I think I'm in an ideal position to see what patients are dealing with, what the challenges are in taking care of patients, and then what's possible on the scientific side, and to use the scientific tools to advance patient care. So that's very exciting to me.